We're
All
good.
right. Um, on every channel I've ever done on YouTube, I've talked about my growing up in Marlton. Talked about B&C Video. I've talked about my buddy Kevin. We've done a video together in the past, couple years ago, on the set of Punk Rock 101. We did a review of Ghost House. So we thought we would sit down and finally tell other people the stories we've been telling each other for the last 30 something years. And I thought it'd be funny to call it Where Were the Adults? Because honestly, where were the adults? And yeah, so this is Kevin.
So
All right. So when did you move to Marlton?
I moved to Marlton in 1988,
88. Where were you born?
Pompton Lakes, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. I was born in Marlton. I moved to Pennsauken, then Florence, then back to Marlton in 85 because I started elementary school. And then I
Mhm.
moved away in not yeah, 90, moved back in 93. And that's when I
Right.
started school at Beeler. And then you moved here and you said in 88?
In 1988. Yeah, I moved.
Yeah.
My father got transferred to South Jersey. So
Hmm.
we lived in Largemont in Mount Laurel. And then when I was 5 years old, my parents bought a house in Country Farms.
Yeah.
So it was a new build. And we moved there in 1988. Lived in the same house until 94.
Hmm.
And I moved across Marlton to Willow Ridge from 94 until 2012.
Yeah, because you moved pretty quickly after I met you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you lived in the
Country.
townhouse,
Yeah, we lived in
Rainier Run, right?
Rainier Run. That's right.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
remember the name of it.
yeah.
I actually
I still
drove.
remember your address too.
It was 142, wasn't it? Yeah. I,
142 Crown Prince Drive.
yeah. So maybe 2 years ago, you remember Amber, who I used to date?
Mm-hmm.
So she and I drove around Marlton and Atco and where she used to live and stuff like that. And we drove past my old place, and I haven't been in that neighborhood since 2002 maybe, so it's wild.
What, Rainier
um
Run?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Because you
because my
moved across, you moved in the same development as I did.
yeah, my parents
Yeah,
moved over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they were there until like 2 years ago, and then they moved again, so but they're still in Jersey.
Yeah,
So you
my parents are long. They're in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you didn't start the school year at Beeler.
No, I started at Marlton Elementary,
Hmm.
which was they divided that from the old from the middle school. So what they did is they moved Red Hall and Green Hall to DeMacy,
Hmm.
and then they split the school in half. So it was Marlton Elementary on one side and then Marlton Middle on the other side. My
Yeah.
parents were building a house in Briarwood and it fell through. So
Hmm.
I had to go back to Beeler because I
Hmm.
still lived in Country Farms.
Yeah, it's because I started there. That was my the first year there.
Hmm.
And I remember you came like after Christmas, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I came, it was January,
Hmm.
Mr. Casanova.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who wasn't even supposed to be the teacher that
he wasn't
year.
even, no, Miss Paris was.
And then she got like Lyme's disease or something.
No, she was pregnant, and then she actually took a position at the middle school um, the following year. So Casanova, by default, had to stay for the whole year, but it worked out for him because he ended up being like the principal
Yeah, he became
down
principal. And
the. Yeah.
then he got fired for yeah.
So all right. So people that are gonna listen to this and see this. So Mr. Casanova was like your typical old school like Italian guy. He probably stood
Yeah.
about like 6'5", had the typical mustache, and
Hmm.
like he always smelled like coffee.
Yeah.
Remember that? He
Him
always
and
smelled like fresh brewed coffee.
remember the computer guy who looked like he died and
The one that looked like he owed money to the mafia, like he was always like a
he
neck
always
brace.
we were in elementary school still. This is 5th grade.
Fifth
This guy was the
grade.
computer science teacher. He always had bruising on his face, a neck brace, and he always looked like he was surrounded by like a fog of fart. Like
And he would always brush his teeth in like the boys'
yeah,
bath.
but
Now imagine that.
he just looked like one of those guys where you just look at him and it's like, "Hey, how's life? Taking forever."
Yeah, I always thought he owed money to people because he would always come in all disheveled, neck brace, arm sling. He looked like he's been around the block a couple times.
But yeah, I remember Mr. Casanova when he finally said, "Hey, I'm staying for the whole year." Like people in our class cried. I guess because they didn't want him to stay.
I liked him. I mean, he was good to me. He was good to me.
He and I had an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
He,
I remember one time it was during like I guess they were doing so it was 94, so it would have been an election year. And I think it was the same, I think Clinton was running for his second term, I
yeah.
believe. I could be wrong. But I remember we did
Mhm.
like a mock presidency and the popular kids in 5th grade would all get voted. And I remember
Yeah.
Robbie Kane, who looked like a little John Goodman. So people
Yeah.
can imagine, he looked like a little John Goodman. Voted for me, and Mr. Casanova like threw it back. Who voted for him? Like I was like, why? I'm not good enough. Who voted for him?
So I started there for my 5th grade year. I'd moved from Indian Mills,
Mhm.
and I was hanging around with at first Steve Woods for some
I
reason,
remember Steve Woods. Yeah.
um, because I had a Beavis and Butthead button on my backpack, and he like walked up to me on the thing. He's like, "You like Beavis and Butthead?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, me too." And then like other than that, he's like, "This guy's all right."
We definitely grew up with some characters, I should say.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, one of our friends looked like Millhouse from The
Yeah.
Simpsons, like
Yep.
reincarnated. Um, he was yeah, yeah. That the stories I could tell you about that kid. Uh,
Mark.
yeah, Mark. He
And
was a nice kid,
I
nice
didn't
kid.
really hang out with him until middle school as
Hmm.
much. Like during elementary school, I kind of like once you and I kind of got became friends, we kind of just stayed insulated. But then
Hmm.
in like middle school, when you moved, you we went to different schools in middle school. That's
Yeah.
when I started becoming more friendly with Mark and Mike Martin and people
Hmm.
like that. Robbie Kane, I was friends with the whole time because we wanted to do filmmaking stuff together.
Hmm.
And he stole his mom's car.
So at like the age of 12, at the age of 12, he drove his mom's station wagon, which was probably about 4 blocks from your house. But you
Mhm.
still had to cross an intersection in Country Farms. If you remember, he lived in the court. So you
Yeah,
would have to come out of the court, hang a right, drive about maybe 50 yards, hang a left, and
yeah,
then drive around to get to your house at 12.
yeah,
That's like I have a 12-year-old daughter. So that's like my daughter taking my car to drive. There's a Wawa about maybe the same distance from where I live now to there and then come back. And the parents were okay with that. The parents were okay with that.
That neighborhood right there was crazy though. You had like Jay Duckenfield, who
Mhm.
was Eric Cartman, you
A
know.
spitting image, weight and
Yeah,
all, weight,
yeah.
mouth, everything.
Just and we played hockey with him our whole lives. So
Yes.
I stayed friends with him well after high school and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. I think he's a cop now or something.
He might
Um,
be.
his brother still follows me on all social medias, but yet him and then you had Mike Monzo, I think was his name.
Mike
He was the
Monzo
tennis.
he didn't live
Who
in
was the tennis player kid?
tennis player.
Remember there was like a dark-haired tennis player kid that lived next door to Robbie?
Mike DeFlippio.
DeFlippio, that's right. And he was sorry, Newt, can't hang it. Sorry, Newt, can't hang out today. I'm having sex.
That whole development, like I said, when I posted stuff on Facebook about like Children of the Corn, like you
Yeah.
guys have no idea what we grew up with. But we should take it back a little bit and describe Marlton itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Marlton is basically broken up in like development houses, development communities. So you got, we'll start from the lowest of the low and go all the way up. So what do you think? Marlton Village
Probably, yeah.
and the Orchard.
Which one was
Uh,
behind McDonald's?
That's Marlton Village.
That was Marlton Village?
That's Marlton
Okay.
Village. So you got Marlton Village, the Orchard, then you got Heritage Village. And I would say Cambridge Park. Then I would go up to like the sub tier. You got like Kings Grant, Willow Ridge, Country Farms.
I was just out at Kings Grant back in the end of the summer. My friend Fallon had to go pick up a bird cage. And remember when I worked at that Blockbuster out there?
That's a 7-Eleven now.
Oh, it is. No, it's the 7-Eleven's still there. It's a sewing store now.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm thinking.
And we went out. Fallon and I went out there, and I was like, "Oh my god! I used to be the manager of this Blockbuster because it's the one where the cops came. I was there doing inventory by myself at 2:00 in the morning, and the cops made me come outside and sit on the curb. But I had to still wear the backpack that had the scanner on it, and I was like, "Wait, I broke in to do inventory."
Well, then you got Barton Run that was right across from there.
Yeah.
And then you got like the highfalutin Mayfair and Ravenscliff.
Ravenscliff. That's the one I was trying to think of. I was like, Al used to live over there.
Yeah, then you had Ray Rhodes when he coached the Eagles.
And the guy from Boys to Men.
Boys to Men.
Yeah.
And then you remember my neighbor was Pat Falloon when he played for the
That's right. Yep.
Flyers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rod Brendamore when he played for the Flyers.
And then we had Dan Kordick.
Dan Kordick. Remember when I went to his house?
Yeah.
He's not here, and he was sitting in like the kitchen table with a window where you can.
And then before that, Kurt Schilling lived over there.
Kurt Schilling lived there.
Yeah.
Now you really don't see that. Well, all the old Flyers still live in the same area. Like Bob.
We used
Kelly
to see Bernie
and Chris
Perrant a
Terry.
lot. Bernie Perrant was the Flyers goalie when they won the Cups before we were born. He just passed away. But yeah, we used to see him out there all the time.
Yeah. So you have a lot of athletes and like minor celebrities, you know, still live in Marlton. I mean, it was a great town to live in growing up. So like, you know, Marlton to us has always been something special. You could definitely write a movie about Marlton and the kids that, you know, we grew up with.
Because I don't know if those kind of, again, you have 2 kids, I have a cat. Yeah. I don't know if those kind of kids exist anymore.
Not in Marlton. No, those I think it like the kids that you could write stories about probably ended a couple years after my brother graduated high school. My brother graduated high school in 2004.
Yeah.
So I would say the kids that were after, like, a couple years after him, timeline just stopped.
The government put a stop to it.
It just stopped. It's like Stephen King's It. Every 27 years, it comes back. Oh.
Because I was, you know, just you and I sitting and talking about the kids who we used to know,
right,
and the things that they used to do. Like, I listen to my friends now who have kids talking, and I just go like, "What? Like, no, like we had guys who like used to be in the lunchroom like working deals, like."
Oh yeah, yeah. Like, I'll give you this for that, or smoking in the hallway.
Yeah,
yeah. Like it was insane. It was insane.
And it wasn't like, and it just, again, why I wanted to call this Where Were the Adults? There were so many things that happened out in the open that you and I were privy to. And it was just like, No one's gonna do anything about this.
Right. Marlton, like I'll use the Stephen King's It phrase again, because like you would be beating up a kid
Yeah.
and like parents would just turn their back and like just let you finish your business.
When I was a kid, we were at Dave Stokes's house, who
Yeah.
was my hockey coach, but he was also kind of like New Jersey has a thing where it's like they're your aunts and your uncles, but you're not really related to them. And there was a kid who lived next door who was a crazy person, and he used to like scream and like pull the wallpaper down off of his walls and stuff like that. We didn't know what autism was then.
I don't think he had autism. I think he was criminally insane.
Well, he walked just like kicked open the back gate to my uncle's house, walked in and just pushed my brother off a swing. Like walked in like he owned the place. So my dad's like, "You gonna let him do that?" So I was like, "Yeah, I guess I should probably go beat him up." So my dad and my uncle opened a beer, sat in the backyard, and just watched me beat up a mentally ill kid.
And I remember that kid too, because he went to Beeler and then he did the after school program.
Yeah.
So for what the after school program is the kids that parents work, they're not home, they don't trust them being by themselves, you stay after school. So he was in the after school program, and I remember he got in trouble for something. They put him on a chair, and like in the middle of everybody, just put him on a chair, and he screamed bloody murder for a good 15 minutes, screaming like a mental patient. So he was in my homeroom class. I remember he did something, I forget what it was. The teacher pulled him by the arm, and he held, all I remember seeing his fingertips holding on to the door. Needless to say, his classroom from then on out for the rest of the year was in a hallway in the principal's office. It was
Oh
a
wow.
desk and a chair.
But
That was his
we we
class.
also grew up in a time where our parents would talk about other parents
Oh
who
yeah.
we came in contact with and their children just
Oh yeah.
out in the open.
Yeah. All the time. All the time. All the time.
Yeah, my mom, I was always like getting the tea from my mom about like people, and I was like, shit, really? I'll open up a
Crazy.
pack of what did my mom smoke? She smoked
Virginia Slims.
Virginia Slims. I'm like, oh, just
Yeah.
give me one of those.
Yeah. 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 She used to buy me cigarettes.
I remember.
All right,
Again,
yeah.
where were the
We're
adults?
yeah. I was what, 16? Mrs. Wallen, can you buy me a pack of Marlboros? Sure, just don't tell your parents.
Smoke them if you got them, right,
Yeah,
Kevin?
yeah. I remember, and I used to smoke in your house,
Mm-hmm.
in your stepfather Jim. When your name's on the lease, you can do what you want. So
He
again, a
lost.
16-year-old smoking in somebody's house.
Yeah, well,
Your mom was
I
like,
mean,
well,
you were basically at my house every weekend, or I was at your house every weekend.
right.
Because once we became friends, we just kind of like never were apart. So people
Right.
always just assumed if one of us was there, the other one was going to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Because I remember the one time I saw I was at McDonald's and I saw Sean Zeitler. He's like, "Where's Newt?"
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I'm actually going there now."
Bringing him a little snack.
Yeah, where's Newt? "Oh, I'm going over there.
So, but funny, before I met you in fifth grade, you were part of a newspaper article that
Right,
hung on my aunt's fridge for 20 years.
20 years. That's a long
So
time.
she, for some odd reason, my aunt had that newspaper article hanging on her fridge for
Right.
the better part of my life.
Okay.
And it was you
Uh,
guys were like picking up garbage or something.
all right. So Evans School, I went there for
Which
sixth,
is where I
no,
started
for
kindergarten.
first grade. For first grade. And it was for the life of me, I can't remember any of these kids' names. I just remember it
Yeah.
was myself and maybe four other kids. And like one kid I remember got in the picture and we were all mad because he wasn't a part of it,
Mhm.
but he wanted some clout. So he
Yeah.
like jumped in the picture. So he jumped in the picture. I think we were called the Falcons
Yeah.
or the Hawks. The
The
Hawks.
Hawks.
The Hawks. And we would just pick up trash during recess.
Hmm.
And it got like recognition by like the school, and like we were putting the paper for it. I remember we were all doing like the caca
Yeah.
thing. And yeah, and
But I
this
don't
one
know.
kid, go ahead.
I don't know why my aunt had a newspaper article of four strange neighborhood boys. I don't know why she had that there, and every time I would go there and I'd go in the fridge, I would look at that picture, and then when years later you said that you did that, I was like, oh my god, that was on my aunt's fridge. Like that was so fucking weird. But then you
Yeah,
also were at a birthday party that I was at.
yeah. Where the kid's dad said bodies are in the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now,
and you said
yeah,
that, and I was like, holy shit, that I remember that as clear as day. Because we went to go see Back to the Future 2
right. And I remember the kid, I'm not gonna
at
say
the.
his name, but I remember who
Mhm.
you're talking about, and he was in my first grade class. And I remember we're all doing like busy work, and he decides to lay on the floor. So the teacher looks at him like there's something wrong with him. And it was like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm more comfortable down here. It's what I do at home. Like who does that? It doesn't have special needs.
He
Just lays
also
down.
he
I'll let you
we had
tell this. Yeah, I'll
we
let
had a
you tell that.
sleepover. We had a
Yeah.
sleepover at his next door neighbor's house, who was my best friend in elementary school, and he peed his pants at the sleepover. He put his underwear and his sweatpants or pajama pants, whatever, in a plastic bag and hid them in the linen closet at a stranger's house.
Then he tried to do something to another kid, didn't he?
You're gonna pull it off.
Again, where were the adults during this whole thing?
But when the
Like,
adults were there, was like the kid who was his neighbor, who was my best friend in elementary school. We're playing at his house. We had the was when Ghostbusters 2 came out and Ninja Turtles the movie was coming out. And I was like, hey, I kind of think we should start being into Ninja Turtles now. And he's like, well, I think we should stay into Ghostbusters. And we didn't talk, but we were playing at the same house. So we're in his room. I'm like sitting on the floor playing with toys. He stands up, takes a wad of Play-Doh, puts it down the front of his pants and just starts squishing it into his pants. His dad is just wandering by, stops, sees that, grabs his son by the back of his like neck and just tosses him across the room as I'm sitting there and all I hear is ah! And he goes, Newt, you need to go home now. I step out of his room and the door, I swear, closed by itself.
I remember you said all you saw was like the fear in the kid's eye.
I saw the fear because he was being thrown towards me.
And then you went back there later and he was on like a swing playing the record.
Yeah, because they
Like
gave
Peter
everybody
Pan.
recorders in second grade. The band they gave everybody recorders, and he's just sitting on the swing. And I'm like, "Hey, did you get in trouble?" He's like, "Yeah."
With his purple Evans jacket. Remember
He
that?
wore it every day.
Every day. Every
When
day.
he,
It had the little mascot on.
that's how everybody knew him. But yeah, I remember going home. My mom like, "Why are you home so soon?" I was like, "I think Brian's dad's beating him."
Oh, we're gonna get sued.
Whatever. You said you saw him not too long ago, right?
Who? Him?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, maybe my
I,
brother
I
said
saw
it
I
then.
saw I swear it was Robbie Kane. I saw him Saturday night.
Yeah.
I work at this restaurant. You all should, if you live in the South Jersey area, it's called Scarpelli. It's phenomenal.
Mhm.
It's in Hamilton. I swear he came in and I was standing there and he's like, table for two? And I guess
Mhm.
it was his son. And I said, yeah, go up to the host stand. And I guess he didn't have a
Yeah.
reservation. So we were busy. So he left. but I swear it was him. I
Yeah.
swear. Like I almost want to say Robbie, but
Yeah.
like we were
I
busy,
haven't.
so I didn't get a chance. But like still looked like a John Goodman.
Yeah.
You know, I always said that even when he was a little kid, he looked like John Goodman. Um,
He had an
so like
older brother and an older sister.
he had an older sister, he had a little brother.
Little brother, that's right.
Yeah,
'Cause I remember sleeping at his house and like all the light switches in his house were that thing where it was like the switch was a penis.
yeah. Yeah, and he had
It was
his
like,
like the kid was a phenomenal drummer.
yeah,
I remember that, and he had his drum set like in like the dining room,
yeah.
and I was like, Robbie, play Machine Head by Bush, and he would just
Mhm.
go and like
That's like when kids,
in the dining room, and his parents are
well,
like, trying to have a conversation.
kids were allowed to just like take over like their parents' homes as if they lived, as if like they paid the bills.
Right, right.
I was gonna put my weight bench right here.
That was another kid. Remember that with the hot mom?
Yeah,
His mom was smoking hot, and I'm not gonna say his name, but he lived in
yeah.
Marlton Village. And first time I go over there, I just see like a weight bench in like in a common room, like it was like prison. And then like, I remember I had to go to the bathroom, and I guess the mom didn't pay like the bills, and all the water and the electric were all shut off. Remember that?
Do you remember sleeping over at what's his face, that kid's house, and using iced tea as milk
Oh
in cereal?
yeah. Now that kid was all sorts of fucked up. The worst teeth you can imagine. The
His
worst.
dad tried to fight me when I was a child.
Yes, that family was all sorts of fucked up. Now he probably stood about 4'7",
Yeah,
probably to this day. I don't think he
yeah,
ever grew. And I remember he had the worst teeth, and he always smelled like urine.
yeah.
Always smelled like urine. And I remember this one time I went over there, and I didn't want to go to where my parents were going. So I was like, "Can you guys watch me?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." We trashed. I want to say, like, you would have needed a professional cleaning crew to come in after this. Me and him, for no good reason,
Yeah.
just trashed the sister's room to the point where, like, if I was their kid, they would have beaten me with a. They would have just went to town on me. And I remember they're like pushing me, like pushing a child out of their house. And I remember looking back at them. Can you guys still watch me? And they just slammed the door
Yeah.
in my face.
But then the sister and the mom were both sleeping with the same guy.
Same guy.
Your sister and his sister were in my freshman year English class.
Well, she was older, so she must have not been too bright if she was in a
Probably.
freshman English class. Yeah.
But apparently like a big fight broke out, and the mom and the boyfriend were in the parking lot of the high school fighting. And I remember the sister getting up and leaving. And I just remember your sister and I just kind of looking at each other and being like, oh, it's them.
Well, yeah, because like they were like a nice family, and then all of a sudden it went like 360.
Yeah.
They just went nuts. Like I remember like the father divorced
The
the
dad
mom.
looked like Uncle Jack from It's Always Sunny, who molested Charlie. He had
But he
like
had a
those,
beard. I remember he had a beard.
yeah. And he had
Yeah.
like those deep set beady eyes, like
Yes. And he probably only stood about 5 foot nothing.
because when he was coaching hockey, he used to wear like a big coat, like he was a Tim Burton character, because he was like a little guy.
Yeah, he was a little guy, but he was like he was muscular.
Yeah,
Remember, he was
but
like muscular.
he tried to jump over the fence and fight me when I was in 7th grade, and he was a grown man.
Right. And like the kid that was our age disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just like out of nowhere vanished.
Yeah.
No one heard from him, no one saw him again. What
Yeah,
was
I don't
the weirdest thing?
I remember him just freshman year of high school, and that's it.
I don't remember him past sixth grade.
No, I remember him in 8th grade, and I remember him freshman year. Uh, but because he
Because
was friendly
he
with the,
lived in Country Farms.
yeah,
He went to DeMacy with you. I went to
yeah.
Marlton Middle. I remember him.
Mm,
I remember seeing him at the first sixth grade dance because Marlton Middle and DeMacy did the dances
yes. Yep.
together. So I remember seeing him there, and I remember he jumped on my back to give me like one of those like weird hugs.
Yeah.
Smelled like urine still, and I was like, "Hey," like shivering him off of me. And I
Yeah.
never saw him again. And then all the shit started happening with his family. Remember that?
Yeah.
I do remember that?
But so there was those two situations. Then you are in my class, and I remember just I don't know if we talked very much in school until the day
In
that I
fifth
wrote my
grade?
in 5th grade. Yeah, I don't remember really talking to you until I rode past your house.
Right. And I was outside playing hockey.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was chasing a morbidly obese child on his bike.
And I know who you're talking about. Um, that family is another story we could get into too. But I
But yeah,
remember
so I
that. Yeah.
yeah, so I rode my bike past and I saw you outside playing hockey, and I was like, oh hey, you're in my class. And we wound up having a conversation there. But the entire time that we're having a conversation, I'm looking up at your house and your mother is just staring at me through the window like this. Like
She's crazy. She's still crazy, my mom. Still insane.
your mom used to tell my mom that I didn't know math.
Yeah, because my mom's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like one
Her
we
son
we
couldn't read. My
we were at
brother.
the we were at the mall one time, and I told some and they gave me a total, but then there was a discount, but I had already had the $20 bill out, and it wasn't going to be that much, and your mom turned around and told my mom that I didn't know math, but it was like I had already taken the money out before they told me there was a discount. Like there was no I would have changed the thing.
Yeah, you know good old Pat. You know,
Yep.
she thinks she's smarter than everybody. I can say that she's my mom.
But yeah,
But
so from that point on, after you were, I knew you played hockey,
mm-hmm,
and it was the inaugural year of the Mighty Ducks,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
we both were into that.
yeah.
And then we just kind of like started hanging out from that point on, and then we became like inseparable in school to a
Mm-hmm.
point where like it became a thorn in people's sides.
I remember the Wimbaway
Yeah,
in music class.
music class.
It was a substitute, and we were doing like the Lion Sleeps Tonight for some
Uh
reason.
huh.
And I remember you broke out like in a can dance. And she just stopped everything. And like, because of people like this, we can't do anything fun. And I
And I
remember
go,
I'm the poster child.
what'd you do? I don't know. I was doing the Wimble way. You take a
Yeah,
donut.
yeah. So
I got kicked out of class from the ham operator thing.
oh, that was great too. That was great when they bring in like the ham operas. That was like a thing like in the early 90s. You would have like assemblies for like ham radio.
Yeah.
So I remember like the guy came in and Mr. Casanova gave us like piece of paper and say what you want that this is what you're going to say.
Yeah.
And I remember you didn't say what was supposed to be said. It was probably something offensive or obnoxious or
Probably.
something. And I remember he just grabbed you and lifted you up and put you outside. Again, a grown man touching a child, picking you up and putting you outside.
And then they called my mom, and they had to have my mom talk to the principal. And the principal leads the conversation by talking about his last name is in the background of car chase movies in San Francisco. My mom works a full-time fucking job, and she's dealing with this asshole. Like, what? He said something bad during ham radio? Why aren't you guys teaching him math?
I remember the ham radio guy and Mike the Flippio. He was like answering the question. He goes, "Oh,
Mm.
I hope you could be a ham radio operator like myself." Gee. Like it made like his day. Like, oh, I found a new profession. I'm gonna be a ham radio operator.
I was thinking about being a veterinarian, but now, like,
Now where is
it's
ham
like when
radio?
it's like when the yo-yo people came to the Simpsons
Yeah,
elementary
it was
school, you
like
know?
that. It was exactly like that. Get
And
kids
then
into ham radio
we were the Winnipeg Jets
for
in after
hockey.
school
Yeah.
hockey,
Uh-huh.
and we brought our own gear because we
Yep.
thought we were cool.
Yeah, I remember that. And then they told us we couldn't wear it. And then you had nowhere to stash it. So
Yeah,
anybody could have just stolen it. But back then people really didn't do that.
you didn't have because we didn't have lockers. You had like
Yeah, we didn't have
a
lockers.
closet.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
had like the cubbies.
Yeah.
The cubbies back in the day.
Because I was trying to remember the classroom in 5th grade, and I was like, oh yeah, it had a bathroom in it.
Ours did?
Yeah, our classroom had a bathroom in it.
I don't remember
Because we
that.
were like right next to the art room and then right next
Yeah.
to the lunchroom.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because I was like trying to go back and think. I was like, I haven't been back inside that building since 1994.
No, we went back right before we graduated high school. So it was
Did
01.
we?
Yes. We went to
Oh,
go
I don't
see
even
Mr.
remember that.
Casanova. Yeah, we went to go see Mr. Casanova.
Oh, okay. Do you remember there was that big bear? There was like that big stuffed bear by the front door, and then certain kids would punch it.
Yeah, it was Yogi. Yogi Bear in a Beeler t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And I remember like the special needs kids that would come into our class like for like certain things.
Was he the one who always wore the Jerry Rice jersey?
No, oh, that kid. Well, he was in that class.
Okay.
Remember that kid?
Yeah. He got naked.
Man, that kid was like worse than the kid you beat up. That kid was unstable.
Yeah. And he always wore.
Unstable.
He told everybody his last name was Rice because he wore a Jerry Rice jersey every day. I want to imagine that like he literally had one for every day, like Ronald McDonald's closet. Like
He probably did. And remember when we were in class and you hear like murderous screams.
Yeah.
To the point where all the teachers are like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And they all run outside. The kid stripped down naked in music class.
Yeah.
Butt naked.
Yep.
And ran around the hallway.
Yeah. They're gonna look at it and think that everyone we went to school with was like this. Not everyone was.
Not everybody. Not everybody. No. Some people were normal.
Yeah, but we just had this weird thing where we weren't really in specific groups, so we kind of just like navigated around to different people. And even in middle school and stuff like that, it was just like, but we were always just kind of there when weird shit happened.
Right.
And
we're gonna get cut off. We're gonna get cut off.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna stop the link. We'll let it run out,
right.
And then just hit the link again.
Okay.
We got less than a minute, so just let it.
All right.
So I'm gonna stop the recording.